Lake Hits, Stock 103.9. Lake Area is home of the best oldies and Georgia Bulldogs football. That is Supertramp and Long Way Home on the dock. Chip and Louie, it is Super Thursday, 3:55, 5 away from 4 o'clock on the dock, talking about auto leasing. And Louie, man, it can save a lot of people money if they just look at it.
You really can. In fact, I got a text, I'll answer the question real quick. Somebody had texted me. And in reference to me saying that when you lease a car, you're under warranty. And I mentioned the 15-year warranty and the lifetime warranty stuff that we offer and what it covered. Just to clarify, so we're on the same page, if you buy a pre-owned vehicle at Louie, Herron, Toyota that has 5 model years old, including this year, or newer, 50,000 miles or less, doesn't matter what the brand, doesn't matter what the make is, you get a 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty at no charge. So what that covers is engine, which would be all your internal lubricant parts, your cylinder block, your heads, your flywheel, your manifold, oil pump, oil pan, thermostat, seals and gaskets. And it also covers the transmission, the internal parts and seals and gaskets, the torque converter. And then it covers the front wheel and the rear wheel, which is the axle shifts, the bearings, drive shaft, retainers, seals and gaskets, and constant velocity joints and universal joints as well. So just as an understanding, it is the easiest way we like to explain it is anything that makes the car move forward or backwards is covered for that period of time. Those same benefits are also in the lifetime warranty. And a lot of people ask that warranty coverage, do you have to come back to your shop? Of course, we'd love you to, but unfortunately, if I put something together that you had to come back, that would probably not be as beneficial, I wouldn't think. So you can service it anywhere, whether it's locally, doesn't matter, any state in the United States or Canada. So at any licensed service and repair shop. So it doesn't even have to be a car dealership that's a brand. So anyways, that was the answer. That was the text. So back on leasing. So Chip, as we talked about, in theory, getting some bigger discounts and having standard gap insurance. Obviously there comes a point where when you're looking at a decision to lease an automobile or buy an automobile, you've got to look at basically if you're a candidate for leasing. So if we're talking about the advantages and benefits of leasing, let's talk about what would qualify you. So just listen and see if these are the things that kind of you fall under. If you ask yourself the question, I bought 3, 4, 5 vehicles or more, and I've never held a title in the safe deposit box or in my home, I would say you're probably initially somebody that would need to look at leasing. If you're somebody who that just gets that itch every 2 to 3 years and would love to trade, but because you're in a purchase and you're upside down, you can't do it, you have to wait longer, but if you could, you would, you probably want to consider leasing. If you're somebody that knows you're not going to drive the wheels off the car and either donate the car or give it to a family member or keep it in the driveway until it dies, you're probably a candidate for leasing. So these are some things. And then, of course, the last thing, which is kind of a rhetorical question. I don't care if you're leasing or buying. If you're somebody who wants to drive a whole bunch of car for a lot less money, then you're probably a candidate for leasing. So those are some things that if you're listening to this conversation about advantages or benefits of leasing, if you fall in those categories, it's at least something you need to explore. Now, there are some disadvantages of leasing. And so maybe we'll do next week's show, Chip, the disadvantages of leasing, because I think you got to play both sides. You got to understand what you're dealing with. But as far as advantages go, there's a lot of perks that go along with leasing, and none of the disadvantages are so overwhelming that you shouldn't do it if you're a candidate. So we'll cover that. But Chip, what are your thoughts as we're talking about leasing and some of the things, I know you and Margie actually, you guys purchase, you guys drive cars for a long time, but what are you thinking?
Yeah, well, I'm thinking that it could be for you. That makes a lot of sense when you just use pay for what you use. That just makes a lot of sense.
Exactly. So let's get into another benefit before we go to a break. I don't know if you know this, Chip, but when you lease a car, you pay less sales tax.
If you,
you look stumped, right?
Yeah, I didn't know that. Because I guess you're not buying it.
Right. Well, let me clarify. It sounds sexier than what it is, but it's still savings. What I mean by that is your sales tax rate, Chip, is your sales tax rate. You can't avoid whether it's 6 or 7%. You're going to pay 6 or 7%. But here's the difference with leasing. When you buy an automobile and it's $20,000 at 6% sales tax, you're going to tack on $1,200 worth of tax that goes to Uncle Sam. Okay, that's just the way it's going to be. Versus if you lease a car and the payment is $200 a month, you're paying sales tax on the payment. So now all of a sudden, you're looking at a $12 tax burden a month, right? Or potentially, $140 a year, all right? Or over the course of 3 years, you're looking at $400 and whatever dollars over 3 years. So, and the thing about the tax savings that everyone has to consider is simply this, guys. There's money being dropped all over the place when a purchase, if you trade it early and you don't even know it. Okay, forget the finance charges. Forget paying more for the car as far as less a discount. Let's talk about the taxes for a minute. If you finance $1,200 in your taxes, okay, and you only drove the car for 31 months, okay, you've bought all $1,200 for taxes, which covers you the whole term of the car, the whole purchase of the car, but you've only used up 31 months worth of your tax. You don't get a refund.
I got you.
You ate it. There's another $500, right? Are you tracking what I'm saying?
I am. I'm just envisioning writing a letter asking for a refund.
Oh yeah, there's no refunds from the government, right? But so anyways, again, another